classic guitar video. Yes, I know it's been a while. What with the CV in the news in the world, haven't been able to do some streams as much. But we are working with a customer guitar. Person dropped off 2 guitars for me to do, one of which is a really nice Martin, made in USA Martin acoustic guitar. So I'm going to do new strings and a full setup, and he wants me to lower the action a little bit, so I'm going to do that, and we'll see what we get. As always brought to you by Guitar Center of Glendora. Please check them out. And let's get right to it, shall we? Here it is. It's a nice piece. So here it is. Yes, nice piece. Very nice piece. Indeed. So yes. Again, here it is. Really nice Martin. I'm not sure of the model number exactly, as it's not printed on it. It's probably going to be in the inside, maybe. Let's see. Yeah, CF Martin, Nazareth, Pennsylvania, crafted Nazareth, all materials sourced around the world. So we're looking in it. Here we go. Well, serial number and whatnot. I won't read that, but yeah, 000-18, I believe is the model. And yeah, she's a pretty birdie. You gotta look at the wood on that. It's pretty special. So we'll give it a quick test play. Looks like he took his strap button off for whatever reason, but that's okay. Beautiful guitar. It's basically brand new. It's got nice Grover tuners on it. I'll give it a quick strum. Of course, it's out of tune. There we go. There you go. Quick little test play. Sounds really nice. But we're going to do my thing to it and go from there. Bada boom, bada bing. So he dropped me off some new strings too. So we will use those. These strings are actually in pretty good shape. But hey, that's alright. It's all good. We will act accordingly. On his wishes for me to work on it. So that's what we'll do. Okay. Wow. Yes. Again, it's been a while. But I'm happy to get back to it. Looks like whoever put the strings on before did the knot tie type putting of the strings on, which personally I don't like. But hey, that's okay. It's all good. We'll take these strings off very carefully so we don't whip the end of the string around. Because if we do, it could hit the guitar and scratch it. So we won't do that. The puller here pretty quick. There we go. I'll keep those in order just because I like to. And that's string number 1. Yeah. Cool. All right. So that's one down. And then we'll move the tuner down. Should be able to get this done relatively fast, as there's not a lot of extras to do on this. Other than polishing it up a little bit and whatnot. Very carefully move that string out. Sometimes you can pull these out by hand, while other times you need a little coaxing, but that's okay. Second string is out. So yeah, she's a cool piece. Nice customer guitar. New customer. Yet he literally lives around the corner from me, so that's pretty cool and convenient. You could come pick up the guitar in a flash tomorrow. Pretty darn sure I'll finish it by tomorrow. Pretty darn sure. This is a floating nut. I was hoping the nut was going to be a floating nut so I could shave the bottom of the nut off to help facilitate his string height adjustment. But we'll see what we can do on this. We'll see what we can do. Again, straighten that string out. String tip end out so it doesn't scratch the headstock if it comes whipping out. Just in the off chance, you never know. It's a nice guitar, not very big. It's very small in stature. It's not like it's a full-size dreadnought. It's more like a kind of like a parlor size, if you will. Very nice, though. Very nice. I believe he said he was a studio musician, if memory serves. I believe that's what he said. At least it's coming out very good.
so good. And we'll service the tuners, which is going to really be no more than simply tightening them up a little bit. I like tuners a little bit on the tighter side, just so the guitar stays in tune a little bit better. I want to be careful with this one because scratch anything, bend anything, break anything, etc. Especially on a customer's guitar. It's one thing if it's a guitar of my own. Another if it's a customer guitar. Because you don't want to do that. That's for sure. It was 92 degrees today. It's 83.4 in here right now. That is quite warm. I'll take my swamp cooler out. I've not, if you guys remember, I have that swamp cooler. I mean, I've got air conditioning, but I don't want to air condition an entire house just to cool down my room for a couple hours, you know. That would not make very much sense. So, that being said, and then we'll find out in a minute if this nut is a floating nut or not. We'll find out forthwith if this is a floating nut. I don't think it is, but we'll see. Okay, all 6 of them are off. And, okay, the nut is not a floating nut, but that's okay. Not a problem, that's alright. I was hoping it was, but you never know. Okay, now let's proceed to tighten up the tuners just a little bit. Just a tiny bit, not a lot. That's the second light. Oops, sorry about that. Disconnected the webcam, guys, so I will have to fix that. Sorry. It'll take just a minute. Alright, sorry about that. Okay, hold on. Okay, sorry about that, folks. I lost, my camera got disconnected. So, sorry. Okay, I stepped on the cord and it pulled the USB out, so, okay. Good enough, we got her fixed. Okay, so let's go ahead and tighten these up a little bit. I'm not going to tighten them up super tight. Tighten them up just enough to say I tighten them. They're Grovers. They're really nice, good quality. Make sure I got a good grip on my screwdriver so it doesn't slip. Otherwise, it'll scratch the back of the headstock and then I will be in trouble with the customer. New customer. I don't want that. I believe he said he had a bunch of guitars that he wanted me to possibly work on. So being that he lives around the corner from me, and is a nice fellow, we want to make sure we do an extra good job for him. Be extra attentive to my carefulness and whatnot. Okay, no other strap button to tighten up. And it's got flathead machine screws in the back. So we'll tighten those up just a tiny bit. Not a lot. Okay. And test it before and then after. Oh yeah, much better. And these become loose over time as one tunes their guitar. This one looks like it's really nice. Oh yeah, much better. Since this is a satin finish guitar, I will keep my hands clean so I don't, mar the finish up. A little bit more on this one. Oh yeah, there we go, much better. And then we'll check the neck for a little truss rod adjustment. Just a tad. And then we'll tighten the jam nut on this. Don't need very much tightening. They're pretty good. Okay. I'll tighten that one a little more. Okay, very good. Very good on these. Very good. Very good. Very good. Alright. Now I'll check the truss rod. Truss rod's actually pretty darn good. I just want to kind of double up on it and make sure. Boy, it's way down. Up in there, Mm. Mm. My. Let's weigh the fudge down up in now. I have to use a regular Allen rod wrench. It is hot. I am definitely going to have to get out my swamp cooler on the morrow. That is for sure. My. Okay. Okay. Very careful not to drop the wrench up in there. Very careful not to scratch the guitar or drop the wrench. I mean, it's one thing if you drop the wrench in, but I try not to, because the wrench could cause a little tiny dent, in the wood. So you want to keep the wood nice. And yeah. So it's a 5mm long. And there we go, I'll put the view back. Now that we got my camera view back. Other than that, we're doing pretty good so far. Now, let's go ahead and check the bridge and make sure it's tight. And check the pick guard, make sure it's tight. So, a little leading edge might need to be re-glued or something, so you always want to kind of check those aspects. And check the frets and make sure the frets aren't loose and the nut's not loose and all that good stuff. So. Then we'll pull the bridge out so we can kind of adjust the bridge height. Make sure there's no shims in here. Sometimes they already put adjusting shims in there, and you can simply adjust it by simply taking a shim out, or 2 or 3, or however many they put in there, and there are no shims in there. So that means I'm going to have to take and sand off a little bit of material off of the bridge itself, because he wants the it's a real bone nut, or bridge rather, I believe. That's what it looks like. Yeah, so there is that. So yeah, and these are at an angle, so you have to be very careful about sanding these, because the bottom of these are not flat, they are slightly angled. Looks like maybe like a 30-35 degree angle, so I have to be very careful of doing that. So we can adjust his height. Other than that, I can groove out the nut a little bit, and that'll also lower the action a bit. You could groove the top of the bridge, but I really don't recommend doing that. Some luthiers will do that. I do not. I don't like to do that. But that's just me. So, I think what I will do... Yeah, hold on a sec. we'll get this done. I've got sandpaper here, so that's okay. I got sandpaper here. Alright, whoops, sorry about that. Take a little water break here. Water break for some water. We're doing pretty good on time. We're only at 27 minutes. And we'll shave down that bridge nut, if you will. Do well, no, it's hard to do because it's bowed. Sometimes you can take a measurement before with a pair of calipers, but since it's bowed, every position you put it in will give you a different adjustment. So you don't want to do that. So, but I think it'll be okay. You go a little bit at a time, because if you go too far, then you render this nut useless, and you got to throw it out and get another one. So that being said, and these go in a certain way, you could conceivably put one in backwards, but always take notice of how you take it out, the geometry of the cuts. Take a picture if you need to. I don't, I know how. I've done hundreds of these, so I know how they go in and come out. Plus the taper is this way, not this way. So there is that. It's got real abalone dot inlays. Looks like real ebony or rosewood fretboard. Nice guitar. Definitely nice guitar. Okay, so I'm going to get my sandpaper out and start, because it's not going to take long to do, because I'm only going to take a little bit of material off. So there is that. So I have different selections of sandpapers that I have in use. So I get these at Harbor Freight. They're relatively cheap. I usually use like 220 for nuts. Smaller the better, or the higher the number, the better. Because if I went with this one, it's coarse and it would take too much material off, and I would probably render the nut useless inside of 2 minutes. So there is that. So I will open this package up, which is brand new. I will take a sheet out. I might have to take the guitar and set it aside. Maybe, possibly. I don't know yet. We'll see. And then we will start. We will start forthwith, as a friend of mine says. Let's start forth. And you don't want to set it on the guitar like that, or you'll be hating life if you do that. So, okay, we'll put the guitar aside. Make sure it's propped up on a stand. Put down our nut. I'm going to take a before picture, just for the sake of doing it, just because I can, even though I'm videotaping this. That way we know what we're dealing with. Okay, so you always want to take notice of your angle. Sometimes it's even best to take a picture like this. Take a picture of the angle. I can do that. In fact, I think I will, just for the sake of showing you guys how to do it. If nothing else, now I can do that is I can take my little soldering station and put it in the alligator clip to prop it up, and take a picture of it like that. Yeah. Very carefully put it in. And we'll kind of just take another quick picture of it. I don't know how good it's going to come out, but I guess we'll find out. Boy, this is not going to be as easy as I thought it was, but I think it'll be alright. Yeah, just take a picture of it, you know. Better to have it, not need it, and need it and not have it. That way you can always kind of refer back to the picture if you're not quite sure the angle. You know, and you can act accordingly. And not mess up a nut that would probably cost me $20 to replace, you know, or more. Give or take $8. Okay, well, that's not gonna work. Do that. Okay. Alright. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna take this pad off because the pad is, the surface is variable and squishy, so it's better to have it on the table. Yeah, much better. So, and you can feel the angle when you set it on the paper. You can feel when it stops. So you don't want to go like this or like this. You'll kind of want to gently go back and forth. And go evenly. If you can, get 3 or 4 fingers with even pressure. And then do a few strokes and then look at your line of material left behind and see where you need to put more pressure down, so that way you get a 90, 95, 98, 99% perfect sanding. So again, feel your angle, feel your angle, and then just go accordingly. Test again. Goes a long way, so you don't want to, you know. And he doesn't necessarily want it lowered much. And if he plays it and asks me to lower it a little more, you know, I can. That's not that big of a deal. Again, he only lives around the block from me, so I could, you know, take everything loose and take the nut out again and do this again tomorrow night. If he says, you know, lower it a little bit more, buddy, I would be ever so happy to do so. Just look at it and then check it. You always want to keep an eye on your material left behind, and that will give you kind of an idea of how much material you're taking off. You want it to be very fine, you don't want it to be chunky. Otherwise you'll end up with a nut that's, you know, 3 millimeters thick. 4 mil, and then you look at it and go, whoa, I just took half of it away. You don't want to do that. So. And you don't want to take off so much material that you're going to create fret buzz. One more, and then we'll look at it. yeah, I can already visually see that I've taken down a good amount. I'll go a little tiny bit more, and then we'll go from there. I know what this looks like, but I swear it's not what it looks like on the table. I swear. So we'll go just a tiny bit more. And then I'm going to call it at that. Because like I say, I'd rather take off not enough than too much and have the customer come back and say, hey, you know what, it's too low. I don't like it. Now, if that were to happen, I could simply put shims in it and shim it back up. Without having to, purchase a new nut and then wait for it to get shipped and all that. So we'll go a little bit more and then call it at that. And feel your angle. Just go slow. You want to go even, so that way you don't, sand it this way or this way. You want it sanded level. I think it's pretty good. I'm going to do just a little bit more. Just a little. If you do too much, what you can do is you can take an old bag of strings. I never throw these away. I use these for art projects to make collages with and frame them and sell them. But also you can use the cellophane packaging as shims. You cut up enough of them, you can use them as a shim, believe it or not. And they work out pretty good. I've done it many times for many years. Also the paper, the paper envelopes that come in also you can use as a shim if need be. So here we go again. You also always want to hold your paper so that way it doesn't, do this. The backs of these are kind of semi-rubberized anyway, so they don't move too harshly. One more. Ooh, okay, I think that's it. I'm not going to go anymore. I'm not going to go anymore. I'm going to take a picture of that for posterity. Yeah, just kind of for fun, take a picture of that. And I think I probably took off a good amount of thousandths off of it, maybe a millimeter, maybe 2 millimeters, I'm estimating, so I think that's pretty good. I guess I probably shouldn't have done that because I just blew the dust all over the room. Hey, look at that. And now the paper is new again, so to speak. I think we did pretty good on that. And again, if he says, a little bit lower, then I will be ever so happy to take off more. Ever so happy to take off more. I'll put the old sheet back. I'll put it in the number 1 facing position so that way I know what it is. I'm going to wash my hands real quick and then we'll get to polishing the fretboard. Or maybe I'll do the fretboard first. Yeah, I think I'll do the fretboard first and then I'll wash my hands because I need to refill my water anyway, so. I'll take my before picture of the frets and fretboard. Okay, I got a before picture. I need a new drill battery. I'm going to be real lucky to get this one done. I think it's alright. We'll see. we'll see how it works. Okay. All right, here we go. Ooh, we're losing battery already. Dang it. Oh man. Yeah, I need a new battery. There you go. Ay, ay, ay. I think that'll be enough to do it, but might need to maybe sit and let it charge for a minute just to give it a little extra oomph for the my polish compound dries. I know I should have ordered a new battery. I was thinking about it the other day. But every time I look on Amazon, it's sold out, sold out, sold out, sold out. But anyway, maybe I'll wash my hands real quick and get my water. Okay, let's try it again. Just to see if we get a little extra oomph. That's all I'm looking for. Well, that's it. That's all I can do, folks. I'm gonna have to order a new battery. I haven't looked on Amazon in about 3 weeks, so I will look again tonight. Because the drill is fine, you can order the batteries separately. So I did that last year, if you guys remember. I found another one of these drills. It was the drill, a bag, a small tool set, the battery, the charger, and it was $22. So I have another new drill, and then I used the new battery off of it. So well, we'll see. And I'll double check the charger and make sure the charger is putting out charging voltage, if you will. And I'll take a drain picture, and then we'll polish it off and go from there. Oh yeah. Alright, here we go. New rag. And polish this baby off. Ooh. Yeah, see? Just when you think a fretboard's clean, just when you think one's clean, it isn't. Hey. Oh, yeah. Then I'll groove the nut to help the action height. So we'll get that done. Now we will do the leading edges and then go from there. I think this will go pretty fast. It's already relatively clean. Doing good on time. We're at 50 minutes. I'm pretty happy with that. I mean, usually it's only about the first 12 frets that are kind of dirty, but it seems to be dirty all the way up. I don't know how far up he plays his fretboard, but I'll ask him out of curiosity, if nothing else, tomorrow. And then when I groove the nut, I'll take a couple of thousandths off or a thousandths off or whatever. And that'll help with the action height. But you don't want to go so low you start creating fret buzz. Because actions on acoustics are supposed to be higher than, you know, a shredder guitar, for example, because, you know, you got finger pick, people who finger pick rather than what they pick. So that's why the action on an acoustic guitar is higher. But I'm always very careful of adjusting a height on a acoustic guitar, especially when a customer says please adjust it lower, because you don't know where their comfort level is going to be. Maybe what I took off is going to be too much. I don't know. Like I said, he will let me know that tomorrow, and if that's the case, I will be more than happy to adjust back up a little bit. And we'll go from there. And that's all we can do. fretboards are going to come out very nice. Here, come out very nice. And we're about halfway done. And then I will take a water break. Because it is now 84 degrees up in here. I would open up my window, but I got about 12 to 15 empty gig bags piled up on top of the by the windowsill where my window fan is, because I've sold a bunch of friggin' guitars without cases. Because as you guys know, I don't sell guitars with cases unless it's a specialty guitar with a specialty case. So I now have an abundance of gig bags, and they're all piled up in front of the window with blocking my fan. So I thought about that earlier today, but then I thought, well, yeah, I don't think it's going to get too hot in here. But I'm sweating bullets right now, I'll tell you that much. But that's okay, I'll live. I actually fare heat pretty well. A little better than others, I will go so far as to say even. Beautiful spruce top on this guitar. Mahogany sides, I believe, and back. Done. We'll do a final wipe off, and then I can sit down because my back is killing me. I'm sweating bullets, and I don't want my sweat bullets to land on the guitar. The other guitar he brought me was a Gibson Les Paul Studio that he tried to rewire pickup or pickups to, and he believes he messed up the grounding or something. So we're going to check that guitar out tomorrow, pending him liking the outcome of this guitar. Then I believe he said he had a Gibson 335 he wanted me to work on too, and some other guitars. So he's going to keep me well in work. Pending him liking my job and work. Okay. Whew. I need to sit down because I am sweating up a storm. I definitely need to get my swamp cooler out tomorrow and start freezing some ice. We're now at 56 minutes and counting, and the fretboard looks really nice. Look at that fretboard. Frets and fretboard look awesome. Now we're going to take an after picture. See one little spot I need to take care of, I think. One little spot there. There we go. A little bit better. Oh yeah. Oh, you can tell definitely see the after. The after is awesome. Okay, and then we will proceed to polish the rest of the guitar. Not that it needs a lot of polishing, it's actually in pretty good shape, but I always polish the guitar for the customer, regardless, so that's what we'll do, because that's what I do. Okay. Yes, pretty nice. Not going to polish the back of the neck or the back of the headstock or sides of the headstock or front of the headstock because it is satin finish. So you don't want to mess with that. Oh, I'm dreading this summer weather. I'm not ready for the heat yet, I will tell you that right now. I'm just simply not ready for the heat. But, what can you do? Yeah, the frets and fretboard turned out pretty nice despite my crummy battery. Just a very light polishing of the bridge itself because it's not really satin finish per se, so you can get away with kind of polishing it, if you will, a little bit, or cleaning it. I'm not pressing hard to polish it because the natural position of your hand is going to lay somewhat on the bridge anyway. So, that being said, and here we go. Polish it off. Ooh, beautiful. Beautiful. Spacious skies. Yeah, nice. Sweetness. Oh my. Yes, it is coming out quite stellar. If I do say so myself. I always stand up to look at the finish. That way, you know, I can move my head around and kind of get the light in the shadows and move the light around and see if there's a spot I missed and or a spot I need to redo. perfect. I don't see any blemishes on the guitar necessarily. It's got some strum marks on it. He's played it some. There's a little bit of kind of, I don't know, maybe a factory, factory finish flaw like around here maybe. It's very, very minute and very small. Unless I told you about it, you wouldn't notice it. But other than that, he's pretty good. I see I need to do a little spot right here over again. There we go. One little spot I had to redo. Whew. Okay. Now we can flip this puppy over. Do the back. Then we'll do the sides. And we'll do the tuners a tiny bit. And then we can put the strings on it. And then voila, we'll be done with this pig. Well, not that this is a pig. That's just something I say. Excuse me, I had the burpees there. Blue blazes, but I'm gonna do this. I am hotter than blue blazes. I'll tell you, blue blazes are pretty hot. Whew. Again, you don't want to touch any polish or wax on any part of a guitar that has a satin finish, or you will polish the satin finish. You don't want to do that. Although I have had customers that have brought me satin finish guitars and they wanted me to polish the satin finish polished. So that's kind of strange, but I've had that happen before. There's one little spot here, the heel of the neck, I don't want accidentally, if I'm going too fast and furiously and I go too fast and I actually graze my polish across that, I will polish that satin part, even if it's just a tiny bit. Most beautiful. I'm going to use a second clean one because, yeah. Ooh, Nelly, careful. Carefully. Oh yeah, there we go. Much better. No buckle rash on this sucker at all. take some beautiful pictures of this tomorrow. And I think he will be very happy and dumbfounded as to how well this came out. Whew, look at that. You can't complain too much about that, I'll tell you right now. You really can't. Well, I suppose you could complain about it, but why would you? I don't know why he has the strap button missing out of it, but he does, so I kind of like to have the strap button there because, as you guys know, I use that kind of as a little handle, if you will, so to speak. So that way I don't get my own grubby grubs back on the guitar. But that's okay, I'll just be extra careful. It's alright. Okay, I'll polish this off. Of course, in this heat, the polish is going to dry really fast. Oh man, this is a beauty, I will tell you that right now. Oh, I gotta sneeze, and I don't want to sneeze on the guitar, that's for sure. Don't want to do that. We'll very gently flip her over, do the other side of the sides, and then the top of the crotches here and here. And we'll do the tuners, and then put the new strings on, and then voila, we will have a done guitar inside of 2 hours, I think. I'm pretty sure. Uh-oh, I see a blemish. I don't know if it's a factory blemish or a man-made consumer blemish. We'll call it that. Not really sure. I gotta look at it in the light here. Polish it out. I'm thinking it's something else. That's okay. We'll look at it. We'll see what it is here in a minute. Yeah, I think it's a factory blemish. I'm surprised this got past Martin quality control, but it did. Shed the light on it and show you guys. Ooh, 2 factory blemishes. Okay. Well, they're kind of hard to see. Maybe if I put the light up away. But it's right here. It's kind of a red spot, if you will. And then there's another one that's kind of a red spot. And then there's another one here, and another one here, another one here, another one here. It's just on the binding. It's not a big deal. And there's one here. Well, you know what? I take it back. I'm not going to call it a blemish anymore, because now that I'm looking at the binding, it's kind of a semi-tortoise shell binding, because here's a really big red spot right here. Yeah, really big one right there. So, my mistake, so to speak, on that. I thought it was a factory blemish, but that's okay. So hopefully he's going to think that action that I set it at is going to be good for him. So like I said, we will find out tomorrow. And he'll either like it or he won't. And we will find out tomorrow if he likes it. Spin this around and do the other crotch. Perfect. I'll polish the back bottom of it because I've been rubbing it on my pad here kind of a little bit. So. And then we'll take the back of the neck and just kind of give it a light rubbing just to get off any kind of fingerprints and marring. And then we'll look at the tuners themselves. And I'm just going to kind of polish the tuner's head, if you will. I'm not going to bother, polishing the body of the tuner, if you will, because it would be too difficult. I would have to take each tuner's off, and I would have to take them apart, polish them, and then put them back together again. And that's too time consuming, and the customer's not paying for that kind of detail anyway. That being said, we're gonna just do what we're gonna do on the tuner heads. By that I mean, the body of it here in the gear. Everything is open head on these. So to polish these, if they were really tarnished, I could call the customer up and say, hey, do you really want me to take these tuners off, out, and apart, polish them, put them back together, and put them on? I'll do it for an extra X amount of dollars, and then the customer would either say yes or no, or maybe. And I've actually done that for customers before, and I've actually had customers say yes, do it, and I've actually had customers say no, don't do it. But they're coming out nice, so I don't see a reason to take them off and apart and clean them in that manner. I will go over them with my rag, nonetheless, which is already kind of pre-impregnated with polish and wax anyway. So that will help. And there's one little kind of tarnish spot on this tuner right here. I guess it's the B-string tuner, it looks like. And it's kind of a little bit tarnished, a little bit dirty per se. So I'm going to give it a little extra attention. And, just because I can. But other than that, it's coming out pretty darn special. So I'm going to pick it up very gently. Look at the back of that sucker. Oop, let the camera focus. Sorry. Oh, there we go. It's focusing a little better now. And then we will proceed to do the top of the tuner heads. And then that will be it. And then we can put the new strings on and finish this puppy up. So, it's coming out pretty nice. I don't have any problems, issues, or complaints, or glitches with this guitar thus far. Yeah, I don't see anything to complain about so far. Yeah, no, I don't. I just simply don't. Okay, so we're good on the tuners. I am tired as heck. Or hot as heck, I'm sorry. I meant to say hot as heck. Well, I am tired, but... And we are at an hour and 20 minutes. We're actually doing quite well on this, considering. So we're doing pretty good. And then I will wash my hands, and then we will proceed to put the new strings on and whatnot. 84 degrees in here still. I really should have opened that window up and taken those gig bags. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 gig bags piled up in front of my window that has my fan in it. And I'm very much considering taking that fan out once and for all, because it's been good, but I need to upgrade. And putting a window air conditioner in it. They are relatively cheap these days. You can buy one at Home Depot or Lowe's to fit that size window in this size room for under $300. So I think I am going to do that this year, because on days when I have 95, 98, 100, 105, 110 degree days here, it is very difficult to work in here. And I want to be able to utilize my summer days in here to do work, because I need to make and earn a living. So that being said, I am going to wash my hands, and then we will proceed with the strings. We'll take a little bit of a rest, and these are D'Addario Bronze 80/20 10 to 47 extra light strings. So pretty cool. We will use those, and these are customer provided strings. So what the customer wants, the customer gets. I will put those on very happily. Yeah, alright. Looks good so far. Again, I don't see any problems, issues, or glitches with the guitar. I check the fret ends to make sure there's no, sometimes you get a rough edge, so you kind of rub your fingers, just the weight of your finger barely touching, and you run it up and down the ends of the frets and the fretboard and see if your finger skin catches on any of them. Then you can take a file or grinding stone or whatever the like and file those down. But these are actually very good and perfect. So, alright, I'm going to go wash my hands. I'll be right back. Okay, very well. We're going to chat and see if there's any comments, questions, criticisms, or concerns, and there aren't any. And for whoops. Okay. Calm down. Computer's going a little. We've been going an hour and 25 minutes. So pretty good considering. And then we will open the new strings that the customer provided, which are D'Addario 8020 bronze, extra light, 10 to 47s. It's hard to see the light, but that being said, okay, let's put the bridge back, of course, first. You always want to double check, triple check you're putting it in the bridge correctly. You just kind of put it in and take your finger and make sure it's all lined up correctly. And I took quite a bit of material off. But we'll see. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put one string on. Maybe just the high E and the low E, and check the action height. Because low E looks a little low. I might have taken out a little too much, but I don't think so. don't think so, but we'll see. We'll see. We've already grooved and dry lubed the nut. So we're good on that. And let's open up this new package of strings. Corrosion barrier sleeve inside. Martin type strings. Well, they're D'Addario, but Martin, but at any rate, they are all in one package. Player's Circle code. Player's Circle. Earn more, give back. Playing music just got more rewarding. Enter the code below to blah 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 to earn points toward free strings, gear, and exclusive prizes. Okay, well, I will have to endeavor to do so. Why not? Why not? I'm happy to win a prize. Why not? I am very, very open to winning a prize. I will tell you that right now. Ooh, pretty new strings. I'll very carefully set them apart because they're all kind of categorized, if you will, in 3 different sets. So like I mentioned, we will put in the low E, which is going to be the gold or brass colored, of course. And we'll want to be careful when unraveling these so they don't come all discombobulated. You want to make double sure you have the right gauge string in your hand before you put it in and on the guitar. And then make sure you have your bridge pin correctly. And I always give a little extra oomph so that way it doesn't come shooting out when you put any kind of pressure on it. And then we will measure it out. Line it up and go from there. Keep an eye on that bridge pin and make sure that bridge pin is nice and tight. So before I put like any amount of tension on it, I will double make sure the bridge pin is in tight. And then we will stretch the strings, which means over-tuning them and then detuning them. Okay, now we'll check the height and see if so good on my height estimation. Pretty happy. happy so far. The first string. So far so good. Oops. Okay. Now we'll take the next bridge pin and we will put it in lightly. Give it kind of a pre-push in. And very careful on our winds. Double checking your bridge pin, make sure it's in. Make sure your bridge pin is in good. And so far so good. And then we have our next set of strings. And yeah. Other than that, we're just sitting here watching Star Trek Voyager. And we're having a good old time working on this beautiful Martin guitar. You want to be careful doing this. There's usually a little divot on the end of these, and you can take it and use two fingers like this to kind of guide and just gently push down on the bridge pin. Double sure that the bridge pin is going in well. And before long, we will have this sucker tuned up and we're ready to go. So good. folks. Okay, beautiful. That aspect. It's way out of tune. That's okay, that's not what we're looking for. Grab another bridge pin. Good. Okay, so far so good. 2 more left, then we'll crimp the ends of the strings around the posts, tuning posts, and then we'll cut off the ends and bring it up to pitch. Well, down to pitch, because we're over tuning it right now, I should say. So next is the B string. And yeah, B string, B string, B string. Bridge pin. I think we're going to be good on the height. That's why I decided to put them in sequentially and not to do the high, low E and high E. I think we're going to be good on the action height. I'm pretty sure. Right now I'm 75% sure because I only got 4 strings in, but I'm 75% sure. These tuners are very nice and smooth, so I always like these type of tuners, these open face Grovers. They're always pretty nice tuners. I very seldomly have issues with them. The only thing I don't like about them is their top jam nuts are not threaded, even though they look like they are threaded. They are only splined. But other than that, that's my only issue per se with these tuners. And it's not really an issue per se, it's just my preference. So yeah, that's my only thing. And then we got one string left. I'm gonna put it in now because I really need to put it in now because my back is killing me. Off pretty quick here. Careful. Crimping. Oh yeah, beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, now we will cut the ends off. Joe will show you. So we just take a pair of dikes and we get rid of all this, extra, if you will. I always grab the string and I kind of pull it through like this a little bit more, just to give it that little extra tightness. Always helps. You'll be amazed, even after crimping them. Go back over, make sure there's any tips so I can cut more. And there's only one. Of course, it's very much way out of tune. Okay, we are in a general tune right now. Okay, you're getting there. Close. Almost. There you go. Perfect in my estimation. I got the fretboard a little dirty. For pictures tomorrow, I'll clean that up. Whoa, here we go, folks. Look at that sexy beast. That is a sexy beast. That's what we call a sexy guitar. Pretty good. Finished in an hour and 52 minutes. I figured I was going to be 2 hours, so that's all good. I'll wash my hands and then give a final fine tune, and then pictures tomorrow. We want to double check, triple check our bridge pins. I think the action height came out really good. It is lower than it was, that is for sure. Beautiful. I'm pretty darn happy with this. I will tell you that right now. So I'm going to call this guitar done. I'm pretty tired. And then we will take pictures of it tomorrow, and I will notify the customer right now that it's done, and that'll be it. I think he's going to be happy with the action height. If he isn't, I'm very happy to adjust it down more or up more. I'm very happy to do that. Very happy. It is about time. What's it about time for you to do? Let's keep it rolling. That's good. Okay, pretty darn good. I'm ecstatic at how this guitar came out. It had 0 issues of any kind, shape, or form. I am just flabbergasted how well this came out. So pictures tomorrow, and customer will pick it up tomorrow probably, or maybe he'll want to wait and pick both of them up when he's available. I don't know. We'll see what he wants to do. I'm happy to do whatever he wants.
Alright folks, there we go. We have the Martin acoustic guitar, customer guitar, finished in the span of just under 2 hours. I'm very happy the way it came out. The show is brought to you by, sponsored by, Guitar Center Glendora. I highly endorse them, actually, I meant to say. Thank you very much for joining me, and we will see you next time with his other guitar, which is a Gibson Les Paul Studio. And we will see what we can do on that guitar for him. Thank you very much, and happy guitaring.